In this video, we're going through 5 modifications to the MPC where after I put these on my MPC, I can't really see myself not having them. So to jump right in, the very first modification is going to be these little sticky feet. You can get 2 of them on Amazon for about $13 or a pack of 4 for about $26. And as you can see, they have an extremely low profile. They even have a little piece of rubber, so when they're closed, they still act as a foot on your MPC, and they just open right up, giving you about an inch of clearance on your MPC, giving it a nice little angle for when you're working with it. Now, these are extremely sticky. I've had these on the MPC 1, the MPC Live 2, and also the MPC X, and they do not come off. One time I had to take them off, and it was a little bit of a chore, but they definitely are extremely secure and tight on the bottom of your MPC. Now moving on to mod number 2, since you have a little bit of extra lift and clearance in the back of your MPC, you can go ahead and start sticking things on the bottom of your MPC. That's using just a little bit of this stick-on Velcro right here. And the first thing I decided to attach was a 4-port USB hub, super cheap on Amazon. The more square that you can get it, the better it's going to conform to the bottom of your MPC. But this just opens up a whole extra world of possibilities because now you have 4 USB ports on the back of your MPC, allowing you to connect a hard drive, multiple different MIDI devices to the back of the MPC, which in a future video you're going to see makes the MPC a really cool center station for a jam session. And also with this Velcro on the back, you can apply anything like a hard drive, a battery pack. Now the third modification is particularly handy if you have the MPC 1. As opposed to the MPC Live 2, where all your button labels are actually backlit so you can see them in a dark environment, I found using the MPC 1 not only in a live environment, but in dark studio sessions, it got a little difficult to see the labels on there. And that was solved with a little $3 purchase from Walmart, these stick-on labels right here, along with a pack of Sharpies, multiple colored Sharpies. And that allows you to pretty much completely change the look of the front of your MPC. Now there's a couple of reasons why this is really helpful to me. One, the white label with the black writing on it is a lot easier to see whether you're in a club doing live performance and there's strobes and everything going off, or if you're in a dark studio session environment, it's a lot easier to see this contrast than it is to see the black with a little tiny white writing on it. Write the labels that you want to stand out and stick them right onto your MPC 1. When you're done and you want to peel them off, the good thing about these labels is they don't add any residue left behind to your unit. Also, it gives your MPC a nice personal touch. Every time I look down at the unit, I see my handwriting. It makes it feel a little bit more connected to me. It makes it feel special. I know that anybody else that put labels on your MPC, it's going to be different because it has your handwriting on it, making it a personal, unique unit only to you. Now, mod number 4 is also another mod that applies more specifically to the MPC 1 because the MPC Live 2 and the MPC X have hard drive bays in it, so you can just go slap a 2.5-inch solid-state drive. Now, you can get large capacity SD cards, but the read-write speed on SD cards is a little slow, and that definitely comes into play when you're loading some of the presets off of these new synths like Fabric. There's quite a bit of load time, and I noticed in a recent update it seems like the load status bar has been taken away. So at first I was just confused. I thought that my machine had froze, that there was no sound, that I didn't actually have the sound content downloaded, but in fact I just had a very slow SD card that was taking quite a while to load that preset. So went out and picked up a 1 terabyte Samsung T5 drive. It was used online, got it really cheap. Put a little bit of Velcro on it, which allows me then just to stick it right to the back bottom of the MPC. Plug it either directly in if I'm only using my hard drive, or I stick on the hub and then stick on this guy, and then go through the hub, which allows me to have a hard drive plus 3 additional USB ports for me to attach things to. And with the faster read-write speed of this Samsung external SSD, it speeds up the loading of Fabric instruments quite a bit. It's not instant, but it is drastically better than the older SD card that I was using inside of this MPC 1. And now on to the 5th and final, not necessarily mod, more of an accessory, but that would be a solid case to transport your unit. I used to have a deck saver, but the problem with deck savers is, one, they're pretty expensive. I think it was around $80 to get this cover that just kind of sticks on the top of your MPC. And then you also have to remember that you need to bring along your power supply or extra cables, and it's just big enough to fit the MPC one, but it also has a little extra space so I can put the power adapter in there, maybe the battery pack in there, any sort of cables I need. Zip it up. It has a nice little handle on it if this is the one thing I want to bring to a session, but it also does still fit inside of my favorite backpack. So instead of a deck saver, I just went ahead and got a case, and inside of this case, I know that there's everything I need, whether I'm going to a studio session or whether I'm going on the road and traveling for a while, and I want to bring my MPC one to stay productive and keep making music. So there it is. Those are my top 5 modifications / accessories that you might find helpful to add on to your MPC. I find that the more I use the MPC, the more I want to tweak it and make it personal. I used to be the kind of guy that didn't want to modify my gear at all, keeping it super pristine in like new condition. But now I've come to accept the fact that I'm going to keep my MPC one until it is completely bashed and done. So adding things to it that make it easier to use, more functional, and also give it a little personal touch, sign me up. I'm just going to start modifying and keep modifying this thing as much as possible. So I hope that helped. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to click like and subscribe down below. Do all that kind of stuff to support the channel. Once we hit 4,000 subscribers, we're going to do another giveaway where we're giving away MPC instruments, expansion packs, and stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be expanding our content with more music production videos, from Ableton to some Bitwig to some Studio One. Actually, in the comments down below, let me know what sort of videos you would like to see that are outside of the MPC realm. Whether it's music production, studio tours, anything of that sort, leave a comment below, let me know. And on that note, the usual sign off. Thanks for your time, thanks for your attention. Now, go make something cool and go modify the shit out of your unit, because that makes it yours and cool and unique, and no one else will have one just like this.